welcome back, folks. Thank you so much for joining us once again on the Alex and Mark Show. I'm Alex Badajian, and that, I think, is Mark McIntyre, though he's not very sure.
Yes.
Today, we decided to talk about Brexit because I don't know how time works, but I think they might. We'll probably put this out Wednesday because Thursday morning they'll probably all be done with voting. But whatever, it happens when it happens.
This will be up on Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to talk all things Brexit pre-election.
Right.
But first, I have to please invite you to click the link and become a monthly supporter. He would appreciate it because he can only blow so many kisses. Can't do that. We'd really appreciate you doing a one-time donation via PayPal and just sharing this video and liking it and all that, following, subscribe. Okay. That being said, for those of you who do not know, Jeremy Corbyn is the Labour Party's the opposition leader who is in charge of the Labour Party, which is the opposition to.
He's in charge of the Communist Party, calling himself the Labour Party. That's what he's in charge of.
And on the other hand, we have Boris Johnson, who is in charge of the Conservative Party. And he's the Prime Minister of England.
Right.
So that basically Boris has called a snap election just to tell everyone we don't have a majority to get Brexit done. We've been waiting for 4 years. It's time we get it done.
And just in case you were sleeping under a rock for the last 5 fucking years, Brexit means that UK is going to withdraw, pull it out, in other words, right? Take it out of itself, out of the European Union.
You are such a ham when you say that. Anyway, that being said, I mean,
they don't know. Some of the people don't even know what we're talking about.
I know. But now they know because they're brilliant. So that being said, let's zone in before we ask the main question, which is who do you think is going to win? But we have to I want to look over who are these people? What exactly is the Labour Party standing for? What exactly is the Conservative Party standing for? Where does Nigel Farage mix in all this and blah blah blah?
Right.
So where I want to start with, you're probably aware of this. This is the most concerning thing to me, is that Jeremy Corbyn and the Labour Party is just raging anti-Semites. It's just filled with anti-Semitic people.
It's dripping from their mouths.
It's bad. I mean, if I was a UK citizen, I would vote solely just in support of the Jewish people because they are so vitriolic. There's so much vitriolic anti-Semitism from Labour. It's disgusting. It really is. I was just watching a clip of Boris campaigning on the street in a donut shop, a Jewish donut shop, and it was so funny.
Sure,
you had every rabbi in England crammed into the little donut shop, and they're all talking about chutzpah and speaking in. I mean, they have got the Jewish vote locked and loaded for the Conservative Party. It's hilarious.
That's why the Tories are 10% ahead in the prevailing polls. Okay.
Well, tell us a bit more.
Yeah, and you're quite right. I mean, the big question to me, Alex, and it's a question to you and to our fans and our listeners. What role does Nigel Farage? He's the leader of the Brexit Party. Okay, the Brexit Party. He's the leader of that, and Brexit would not have happened without Nigel. That's for sure.
No way.
But Boris is not exactly in bed giving him love and kisses. Bosom buddies.
The thing about Boris Johnson is he's very much like Trump in the sense that he's rude. He doesn't care what anyone thinks.
Right.
But he's also a political utilitarian, meaning only Boris Johnson knows what Boris Johnson believes.
That's true.
And he doesn't necessarily vote or act the way he believes. He is a political opportunist.
Right.
He will do whatever gets him support. So he's
also a nationalist. Okay, so Farage is a nationalist. Boris is a nationalist. You would think that they would just say, okay, you know what? We're going to bury the hatchet between us, whatever that hatchet happens to be, and we're just going to kick ass. We're going to kick Jeremy Corbyn and the commies. We're going to kick them in the ass. Okay,
that's basically what's happening.
It's not, because Nigel is dragging his feet on the whole process.
Well. what he did. I mean, earlier in the EU elections, Nigel Farage made a groundbreaking stride in the Brexit party. In just a few weeks after this, this party he made up, this party he made up, called the Brexit Party, sprang up, and they've been just going full on Brexit. He had a landslide victory. Now you'd think he'd completely destroy the Conservative Party with his Brexit Party. However, they have called a truce. Nigel has specifically not endorsed or promoted the Brexit Party in the domestic election. He's giving it up to the Conservatives. The Conservative vote is going over to the Conservatives. Right. Now, he is indeed dragging it. I mean, I could understand. You built this, this child, the Brexit Party, from the ground up, literally out of nothing, and it became a huge thing. Yeah. So, but at the same time, it would hurt Nigel to continue with his Brexit Party, because that would murder not just the Conservative Party, it would also destroy the chance of actually getting Brexit, which is the whole point of the Brexit Party, is to do Brexit. Right. So, I can see the inner conflict in Nigel, and I think he made the right call, but I don't expect him to be happy about it.
Right. Well, it's an interesting thing to me that it takes two Brits to make one Trump. It takes Boris Johnson and Nigel Farage to equal one Trump. Okay. So America's way ahead of the nationalists.
We were their colony. We kind of surpassed them. Everyone knows it.
We kicked their asses back to London. We sent them packing. Twice. That's right.
And then we saved it. And then we saved it twice.
Yeah, I was reading an article. Yeah, we did. And the French. Oh, don't tell me. Don't get me started about the French. Okay. Don't get me started about those people. Anyway, so I was reading an article today in the Telegraph, which is a pretty conservative, moderate periodical in Great Britain, and it was written by a former member, an existing member of the Labour Party, a guy named Davidson, very influential guy, and he said, if this election does not result in a Tory victory and ending Brexit, we are condemning ourselves to decades of indecision and immobility. Britain is done as a power. It will be the laughingstock of Europe. It'll be the Poland of Europe from now on.
And this is from a Labour person.
This is from a Labour guy. He said, I know it's painful for me to vote for the Tories, but I have to, because I can't stand this indecision. What is wrong with these people? They can't get anything done.
Well, it's the opposite in America. I'm kind of enjoying the fact, the Democrats are constantly whining about how there's 400 or how many hundreds of bills at McConnell's desk that he won't bring to the floor. And I'm sitting here like, why should we pass more bills? We have so many laws already. Why do we need more?
We should be repealing bills. We should be canceling.
Exactly.
Go the other way.
I don't understand.
All the bills in Congress are giving amnesty to criminals and abortion after you're born and crazy things. Crazy.
Yeah, more regular. I don't. Things. So as you can see, there's two kind of now in the question of the English. Yeah. This is something that just need to get done. This is what people literally voted for in the 2016 referendum. Right. It will spell how this goes, I do believe, will spell a bellwether for the 2020 presidential election. I do think that.
How so?
Well, if you'll remember, back in 2016, the media totally denied Brexit was ever going to happen, never going to happen. That's true. Then it did happen. Yep. And then they pushed it off like, oh, it's nothing. It's just racism. This doesn't mean anything. It's stupid. Blah 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 blah. And then Donald Trump won. I'm notorious for mispredicting elections. Notorious. I've been 100% wrong. Well, so I'm not going to say anything about this.
I've been 100% right.
Well, you make a prediction, I'll shut up. And then we'll close with that.
My prediction is that the Tories will win by 13%, and they will have a solid majority in Parliament to tell the French and the Germans to go fuck themselves, and they're leaving.
Well, they're French and Germans, so they're leaving.